The content warnings for this episode are as follows. Brief and early mentions of forced pregnancy, miscarriage, and themes of general pregnancy. Listener discretion is advised.
As a disclaimer, Monster Fuckers Anonymous is indeed about wanting to love and have sex with monsters, but we want to make things extremely clear from the get-go. Not all of the chosen monsters will be sapient, but we will not be endorsing zoophilia or bestiality. We will be as transparent and ethical as possible, while also sex-positive and mostly having fun.
Vampires that stalk in the night, werewolves that howl to the moon, dragons that loom over the skies. These monsters and more have plagued mortals for millennia, clouding our minds with one singular thought.
Can we fuck 'em?
Fiction or reality, which one should we be? Don't think that I'm that naive to see the fiction or reality of things you've done to me. Now all this stupid shit is on repeat.
Hello, one and all, to another fantastic, quiet, scenic episode of MFA, aka Monster Fuckers Anonymous, a show where we whisper about monsters, talk about their lore, talk about their media representation, and rate them on a quiet scale of 1 to 10. Whether or not you, chilling in the library right now, in the rain, whether or not you should be having sex with those monsters. I am your silent but deadly colorful creature consultant cleric, and with me as always is the minuscule, I can't think of another quiet word, Joe.
What's up?
Joe, please keep it to a respectable volume.
This is how I talk at libraries.
Oh, the books are you're scaring the books, Joe.
That's crazy.
Well, everyone, if you're wondering why I'm talking this low today, it's not because I'm sick. It's not because of audio issues. I've issued myself a challenge, Joe. Do you want to know that challenge?
Unwarranted, unprompted.
Unwarranted, unprompted. It seems that, in some episodes I've been accused of getting loud or obnoxious or yelling at an unreasonable volume. And I want to disprove that. So today in this episode, I will not raise my voice at all. Not once. And for every time that I raise my voice, I will do 5 push-ups in this recording.
Take a shot. Take a vaccine.
I am actually going out later, so I could do a shot, but I'm going to be responsible, so let's not. But in order to referee this game, we've invited our good friend, Dusty. Dusty, can you please emerge from the books right now?
Soft-spoken king.
Hello, this is Dusty. Can y'all hear me? I don't even know this is picking up. But hi, I'm Dusty. I use they, he pronouns, and I'm here joining us on this quiet challenge. I don't know if I'll be able to keep this up as long as y'all, but it is going to be my job to make sure Cleric loses his challenge.
Sounds good.
This is a sickening thing. This is a sickening effort.
This is going to be horrible to mix. I just thought of it.
I'm not apologizing, Cass. This is a you thing. But so yeah, for context and even further context for those of you wondering, this was a sudden spur of the thing 5 minutes before we started to record that I decided to do this. Mm-hmm. Don't think this was planned. This is just, if this is funny, we'll see how this goes. But Dusty, since you're joining us as an arbiter, please bring us a topic that we can talk about. You can be the one to decide whether or not what topic you talk about. I think personally, I would like to talk about something nice, calm, relaxing,
not stressful,
serene,
easy,
peaceful. So, Dusty, what are we talking about?
What's more calming than the blood-curdling screams of a FromSoft player as they're trying to beat the first boss for the 30th time? And of course, we're going to be talking about Bloodborne, one of the most calm and serene games. Nightmare? Never heard of her.
Okay. These are choices so for everyone who needs to know, I think I've said it before in another episode, I've never played a From Software game because I don't like to be stressed out when I play games. I make that for myself. And the last time, I think I played one From Software game and I almost broke the controller. So I am coming into this completely blind. I've seen Let's Plays of Bloodborne. I've seen interesting vibes of it. But other than that, I got nothing about the lore, and what I've researched is frightening, to say the least. Dusty, what's your experience with Bloodborne? What draws you to it?
I am a huge FromSoft fan. It started with Bloodborne, but that was like the first game of that kind of challenge. So I started it in 2016. Got maybe 2 hours in, took a 2-year break, and then came back, and then was just like, I just started over. Was enamored with the game, the setting, the lore. I could never get into Dark Souls because I don't fuck with medieval shit. I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me. But Victorian, Gothic, that does a lot of things to me and for me.
Menstruation.
Menstruation, motherhood, eldritch horrors beyond your imagination, and sometimes within your imagination.
Okay. There's a lot to break down there. Joe, what do you feel about Bloodborne?
Bloodborne was a game that was made for me. I've never played it, but it was made for me.
There's a Joe-sized hole in the Bloodborne cover, and that's where you go.
Yeah, Joe can just fit in right in that hole.
Queen Yarnum, we will have our proper content warnings for this episode, but Queen Yarnum tricking you by making you think that she is currently pregnant and did not lose her baby is iconic.
What are you talking about? I'm sorry. I almost raised my voice there. What are you talking about?
There is an NPC that you witness getting I don't know if it's like worms in her brain or something along those lines, but like she's like getting a forced pregnancy and she loves it.
Yeah, I'm super about it. There's a lot of
we can bleep all of that
things in the game.
Okay. Well,
I haven't even got to the blood liquors.
Yeah.
I had to take a deep breath there. So we're gonna do a deep dive of this game. I've picked a monster. Joe's picked a monster. Dusty's picked a monster. All of which that we think is going to be the best Bloodborne monster for you to fuck. Whether they're good, bad, or ugly, we're gonna figure out which one's on top.
Which staph infection and/or UTI you get today?
There's no medicine here.
Rabies.
It's all blood.
I think you're getting rabies. I'll be real with everything.
I think absolutely.
You're for sure getting rabies.
It's
so
fine.
What do you mean?
I can handle it.
What do you mean it's fine?
I can handle it.
What do you mean what do you mean it's fine? What do you?
No, it's fine.
You can't handle rabies. Rabies is not something.
We're in Bloodborne. It's fine. Blood is literally the cure for rabies in Bloodborne. I'm saying in Bloodborne, asterisk. Blood is not the cure for rabies IRL. I'm a medical professional. I kind of know this.
You know, MFA, guaranteed medical advice. So if you want to try,
WebMD,
Wait.
DSM.
If you want to try to get rabies, Dusty approved.
DSM
MFA
6.
approved. At Dusty on Twitter when you get rabies. Please.
Well,
Yeah, at Dusty, DUSTY. That's totally me. Don't
What's
do
your
that.
Twitter handle
Please
again?
actually not that.
Anyways, I think it's about time now that Dusty's done giving profound and significant medical advice. Joe, are you ready to start us off?
hell yeah, I am.
All
This
right.
game was made for me, as I've
So,
said.
If it's made for you, who's the little fuck nugget
Little
that's good for
blurbo?
you? Little
The widow innocent.
boy.
I will be bringing maybe one of the most, not the most inappropriate person to fathomably fuck in Bloodborne, but it's a person that I love. So we will be getting into it.
Love
I'll be
is
talking
not-
about Vicar Amelia.
Well, she sounds nice.
You, hunter, walk into a grand cathedral, the soft voice of a woman in prayer echoing within the walls. Veiled in white, dainty fingers clasped over the gold pendant, neither you nor her realize the magnitude of her inevitable transformation. Vestments to mane and bandages, praying hands to black claws. The body of the last vicar fills the entire cathedral of this mandatory boss fight.
So what does she look like? She sounds really nice. What does she look like?
She looks like a big horse wolf She has some really cute. She's like a really cute white dress.
Oh my god, yes, marriage.
What?
White dress, marriage.
No.
Marriage.
Marriage. She's covered in bandages and blood. Her skin ruptured when she got her transformation because everyone in Bloodborne essentially, like, the blood, the moon, everything, everyone will inevitably transform into some kind of like blood monster, like lycanthrope situation. And she screams the entire battle.
This is true.
Like a sexy scream?
No, like pain and fear, you know.
Can you give me
a banshee?
Can you give me an example? Wow.
Just like that. It does also like 12 DPS.
Oh, wow, that's pretty good. Okay. So my first thought, and pardon my French, no.
You mean no?
You're right. No.
This is a holy woman. This is someone who believes irrevocably believes the old blood, but is also aware of the frailty of men as her prayer at the very beginning of your kind of introduction to her. Hilariously, you get the gold pendant, but like apparently that gold blood gem apparently is like not as good as like other like items that you could randomly get for your weapons. So killing her is just sort of like, you have to, because it opens up more lore and like whatever throughout the game. But her design is iconic, and she, like a star, explodes as soon as she's entered into the story.
Wow. So my follow-up question is to Dusty. Dusty, as the only one who's played the games, what is your experience with Vicar Amelia?
First, when you first walk into that cathedral, there's tension. You just got through an area that is filled with like enemies that could like take you down in 2 hits. And then it's ominous. It's empty. You see a lone figure towards the end, a pedestal with a skull on it. Then the music starts. It gets rising. It's a very good boss track. And then there's a cutscene where Vicar Amelia transforms into the visage that Joe already gave us the description of. You did miss the horns. They have really cool horns.
Yes.
And then I died in 3 hits the first chance because they are large. They will also end you with a double-fisted slam. Maybe that's what you want.
She holds on to the gold pendant very tightly, and she can heal herself with it very frustratingly. But there's ways to be crafty about getting her to break her walls down and open up to you.
Sometimes you just need some holy water.
Numbing mist, fire.
Yeah. They truly are a sight to behold. I will give you that.
Okay. All right. So looking at some pictures of Vicar Amelia, I gotta say, I kind of wonder. My second question, if you allow me, is I really wonder what that mouth be doing. You know what I'm saying?
Huge mouth, huge hands.
Huge mouth. You could step right into it.
That's a Glock 9000 if I ever saw one.
9,000.
She got a spin. She could spin cycle you.
She could digest you.
Honestly, yeah. And like, sometimes maybe you just want to be the one held close and stamped into the ground.
Yeah, but make that her pelvis.
That too.
Yeah.
So there's some problems that we're immediately seeing here.
I understand. I do understand. Her giant ass will destroy you.
That is true. That is one. She will murder you instantaneously. There's not a lot of will still there. She is saying like go away, screaming, things like that. But I am not really seeing a lot of positives here. She's a holy woman. She got a hole in that woman. I really don't know where to go from here. So Joe, I want you to take it. What are you seeing as with Vicar Amelia?
She's a holy woman with sort of this, I think that generally, it might be surprising for some people to be so brazenly saying to seek out this old blood, seek out the nightmares and eldritch powers, which is, I guess, depending on the way that you as the hunter interprets the story and like what your endings are, what you're interested in. Do you want to be a little slug, a little banana pepper at the end of the game, or do you want to be just sort of like stuck, continuing to like be stuck in this entire cycle of the hunt and like kind of maybe being the administrator of it, like blah blah blah. What Vicar Amelia does have is conviction. She is not afraid to talk about how men need to be careful of themselves and also their own frailty, how that there are temptations and influences and things like that. But she's also weak in the knees.
Weak in the knees?
She has a lot of erogenous zones that we can basically take her boss weak spots as and just misinterpret wildly.
Oh yeah, sure. That's what the show's about.
No, yeah, I could see that.
So what I want someone to do is take a Bloodborne and make a mod where instead of fighting them, you fuck them. And that's what we're doing. We're the first experimenters of that.
One moment. I want to just ruin my Google history really quick.
Yeah.
You can find a Bloodborne 6 now?
34 Vicar Amelia.
That's smart.
All right,
I
that's
just
what
looked
we're
up
doing.
Bloodborne fuck.
Here
That's
we
all.
go.
All right, let's find the Rule 34. Hold on. I'm pulling up Rule 34 right now, everybody. Some of you be saying, why aren't you guys getting into the nitty gritty of it? This is
We're doing our research. Oh, there you go.
I recommend incognito.
I'm putting it in incognito right now. I'm typing in. Oh, damn. Yo, she kind of thick. Hold on.
We have a depiction of a hunter and her consummating.
Getting a Rule 34 notification on Discord, everybody, while we're recording is frightening. It truly is. It is. Okay. It's scary.
Rule 34.xxx, which is
it's
the
not even
server.
popping up on my phone. Well, yeah, no, the servers go. Oh, this is the page that I had. Oh.
Yeah, no, there's a lot going on there. Like a lot of places to be, places to go into. You already said the mouth. That's a plus.
Yeah, there's a couple of ones where she's voring you and
the fingering.
Yeah,
she can give you all 11.
Oh, absolutely.
11.
I mean, let's be real. We all love strong, independent women.
Yeah.
Well,
self-sufficient.
Is she independent? She's part of the church. She's like a nun in the church.
Well,
that doesn't make her.
She's one of the last
one.
ones. Yeah.
Oh,
so
she's
literally independent.
Working woman.
Yeah. Needing to make sure you don't start the blood moon to make shit even more fucked up. Unfortunately, if you're playing the game, you have to, I guess.
So my follow-up, so if we're going by that her wound, like her arms and limbs are all like her erogenous zones or whatever, then I would say that like her arms, you can just mess with them. She's got big old arms. There's a lot of macro micro settings that are happening right now. So allow me to dream up a scenario here for everybody. Let's dream it up let's talk it through. So I imagine we're in the hunter world, it sucks. The Bloodborne world, you're a hunter.
It sucks. Yeah.
It sucks. Nothing really good is happening.
Yeah.
There's weirdos outside murdering you. There's people dying everywhere. You find a church. You are in need of rest. You've a weary soul, decrepit orphan. And you walk in and you see this beautiful figure just sitting there praying. And of course you go up to her and be like, ma'am, I need prayer. I need help. You seem like Mary in a storm. You know what I'm saying? Kind of vibes. And then suddenly she transforms into a giant monster. And she's like, am I truly who you need? Am I truly your protection? And because you're so desperate, you're so alone, you're so broken by the world around you.
And then she eats you.
Yeah, then she vores you. So why do we keep always going back to vor on this show? I can't fucking do it anymore, y'all.
You're the one that brought up that jaw.
I was trying to get fucking a sloppy toppy gooseneck, and now everyone's like, you're going to get vored.
You can get a rub situation everywhere.
I'm not trying to get my toes sucked,
Why not?
Coward.
Your whole body is getting sucked.
No, stop. No. Dusty, what do you mean by coward? Break it down. Dusty, you like getting your toes sucked?
I'm never say no, first of all. And sorry, how loud did you get there? How many push-ups you got to do?
That doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Never,
That doesn't count.
never turn down a stray toe.
Never turn down a toe in the mouth.
Yeah,
All right, so let's
we got
Let's-
a lot we're covering here.
we gotta
basically.
yeah. Got a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
work
I
on
mean, one thing about Vicar Amelia, the whole thing about like the healing church, that Vicar's thing, they're the ones that are the like administrators and the top people that know how to use blood for healing. So going there, yes, you would want her help. And seeing her become this giant thing, you're like, oh, well, I guess it's just how it fucking works. You get eaten. Oh, that's how it works, right? Probably.
Yeah. Okay. I'm still just not really sold, and maybe if we dive into the Papo scale, it'll help
Let's
me
get into it. Let's get into it.
get better acquainted with it, get better love for this. So I'm gonna let's start with possibility. How possible it is to get to, if we were in the Bloodborne world. This is the context that we're going through. If we were in the Bloodborne world, how possible is it to meet and or bang Vicar Amelia?
Once you get past all of the fucking trouble to the cathedral, it's an open cathedral. You can walk
Yeah.
right in.
Okay, so Dusty, you said that in around the area, you get two-shot by a bunch of enemies. Describe the area before you get there.
So you start from the workshop, and to get there, you have to go through a giant, like, open area with a giant fountain in the middle has been used. And there's these people guarding it that are about like 12 feet tall. They're wearing trench coats, and they're carrying giant crosses that they stab you with.
Jesus, shout out.
You can get a gangbang before you meet the Holy Woman.
I mean, honestly, we're going in. We're not hunters. We're not
Mhm.
doing the hunt.
The
We'll
whole.
probably be fine.
So,
like-
will enemies attack you if you're not in the hunt?
I've never played as not a hunter, so I'm gonna say yeah, probably.
Is that a setting you could do?
Everyone is hiding at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because they don't know that Vicar
Because
Amelia
they're
is at the
pussies.
church. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're
they don't
right,
know.
you're right.
They don't know Amelia is at the
I'm
church.
built
waiting
different.
For them.
Oh fuck me.
You just screamed, do 5 push-ups. Just do it. We're watching you do it. Very good. Very good. Back not flat enough, but
Anyways, I'm built different.
yeah.
I'm built different, and I could make it. If all the hunters need to do, because a valid strategy in Bloodborne is to just do rolls, to roll your way out of the enemies. Just to keep rolling.
Just run past everything. Yeah.
Yeah, to run and roll. I can do that.
I'm an acrobat. I've been in Cirque du Soleil for 10 years.
I'm trapeze. That's me. Trapeze.
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 Trap D's nuts.
Nuts.
Got him.
Anyways, I could do that. So I
Yeah.
think it's pretty easy. I could dodge blades and bullets and giant monsters and just get on my level. So if you're not a pussy, you could do it. Roll better.
And I was gonna say, as soon as you get there as well, and you tell Amelia, yeah, no, I'm not a hunter. I just want to join you, and like Amelia's gonna be all about it.
It means you're like, wow, finally somebody to help me. I'm the last one here.
Yeah.
You go out with a bang.
Exactly, and that's how you consummate you being part of the church.
Consummate. Hey yo, you know what I'm talking about? Gamer.
6. I'm going 6.
5, just because you
That's
do have
fair.
to dodge blades and giant
claws.
monsters and bloodsuckers and a werewolf. I think don't you have to fight a werewolf to get to her?
A couple of them.
We're not fighting werewolves.
There's also like a guy that's a hunter and a werewolf.
Mhm.
Wow, I love bisexuals.
Oh my God.
Personally, I'm gonna give it a 7. I'm with you. I could roll there. I know this area. I know the layout. I have a top-down view in my
Dusty
mind's eye.
out of everyone. Absolutely.
Yeah. You know what, Dusty? I'm right there with you. Change my score to a 7.
Don't do that.
Change my score to a 7. I'm right there here with you. I'm rolling and polling. Anyways, attractiveness. How attractive is Vicar Amelia? And if these rules 34s, if anything, convince me, mama thick.
It's a solid 8.
She a baddie. I like werewolves. I like wolves.
She's like more than a werewolf too, which is great.
Yeah.
I love a lycanthrope that's like a little bit more
Yeah, like a werewolf stag almost. Werewolf like
Yeah.
deer horse.
Mm-hmm. I'm with it. I would dive deep into her mouth for sure.
Thank
I
you.
bet those toes sucked.
Thank you for acknowledging what I want.
I don't want to talk to you that much.
Okay.
I will give this a 7. I think 7 is conservative, but I think it's a good choice because she's also, to a lot of other people, she may seem grotesque, and that's a you problem.
I'm up there, like I'm on the 8 scale, just like the thing is just like we need to get the girl like a makeover, and the outfit wise she hasn't changed her clothes in maybe like 15-20 years.
No one has clothes. No one. Well, who has clothes?
We'll make some clothes. I will get there and I'll make her some new clothes.
She's wrapped in
Amazing.
bandages. That's good enough. I'm just trying to see her titties. I don't need
And
all
her
this.
own hair.
And her own hair. I'm gonna give it a solid 7 as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So then, audacity. How audacious it is to get to her. I would say it's pretty audacious with all the monsters that are right in front to get to her. Even though we can do it, because fuck you, I can. To be with the last of the healing church.
The last.
She's like one of the last ones still around. I think that's pretty bold. I'm gonna give this a 4. I think that's pretty audacious.
So, Dusty, if you're not aware, the lower, the more audacious, and the higher, the less audacious.
That makes sense.
I think 4.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go with a 3, honestly, because it is very audacious and like getting to the healing church. Of course, yes, mind's eye built different, but not everyone is built different. Not everyone has a photographic memory of the set out all of Yarnum.
And if that's not you, get good.
And I have bad direction in life and in video games.
And you know what? The big area, it's a giant circle. There's multiple gates. Sometimes there's just like giant crows that also will like attack you. I'll give it a 3.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Josen, have you given a score?
I was a 4.
I don't listen to you.
Sorry, I'm smoking.
Parental approval. Would our Christian immigrant parents, if in the world of Bloodborne came and saw Amelia's visage, would there be an approval?
She believes in something.
I think
she goes to something called a church.
I think for me, I would be a resounding 9 out of 10. She is a good Christian woman. She believes.
Well,
that's a holy woman. My parents would be
my
parents would be so excited for me going to church again, even though I'd be banging her in it, right in the pews. Our God is an awesome God. For all these you wondering, we sing that song so often. That's our go-to song.
Where can I go to church every Sunday?
That's actually our theme song. We've been going to church for the past 6 months.
If this is church.
We've been going to Hillsong. Hillsong United.
8.5. I don't know why. I think obviously in her current stage and in the more human pre-evolution stage, I can just show her I can show my parents pictures of what she used to be, but I will be the only one who can love her as she is now.
I think for me, it's probably going to have to be a solid 6, because my parents would just be like, "Okay, holy and shit, that's cool, I guess. What job do they got?"
Yeah.
Sorry, they work at a church and they're not a pastor. I don't know. I'm gonna make a lot of money.
And they're a woman.
A woman pastor.
Well, that's what brings it up past the 5.
Yes.
So I'm gonna have to give it a 6.
Okay, we have the numbers.
We've
hacked in.
So now we're all gonna join hands and give a quick
In prayer
to the healing, the blood of healing of the old blood. So
hell yeah.
Mama
Do
say,
5 push-ups.
Let us partake in communion and feast upon the old blood.
Hi, I'm Kez, your editor, here with a few messages before you get back into the episode. First, I'd like to thank all our Ko-fi members for supporting the show. That's Gwendolyn, Amelia G, Christian J, Daydori, Akima, Bunhun, and Zombie Fighter 89. All you Ko-fi supporters can head down to our Ko-fi right now and listen to the outtakes from this episode. Our tiers start at $3 a month and are only for the raddest of monster fuckers. If you like the show and want to support us, Ko-fi isn't the only way. You can give us a follow on the website formerly known as Twitter, and head on over to Spotify Mobile, Apple Podcasts, and give us a rating, or just tell your friends about the show. We want to grow, and we need your help to do that. Anyway, that's all from me. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
And now the Lord's Prayer is complete. Joe, give us that divine revelation that you got of the scores.
It's not that big of a deal. I want you to manage your expectations.
Temper your desires.
So for Cleric, for Vicar Amelia, we got a 6.8. For me, a 6.6. And for Dusty, a 5.8, which gives Vicar Amelia a 6.4.
That is so surprising. That is such a wild fucking statement.
I believe unless we have not updated our sheet. Yes, it's not absolutely updated at this point. She is our first 6.4. In between such legends as the Aranese and Blythe from Elden Ring.
Okay.
Good company.
Right next to the FromSoft, the other FromSoft property.
Also Bowser and Elves.
You need to get off Elves' dick. I'm not having this conversation every fucking time.
I just said Elves.
You said it with disdain. I heard it in your fucking voice.
And Elves.
Elves. Well,
we're talking like Keebler elves or
regular forest elves.
No, Keebler elves.
Keebler elves. Those are forest elves, obviously.
Whatever.
Speaking of Keebler elves.
Speaking of elves in the forest, Dusty, how would you start dropping us with your pick?
Okay. I've been the person that's playing this the most. I had to think about this for big. I had a couple choices. I really dig this game, but I think I'm going instead with a mandatory boss. I'm going with an optional secret boss. Because I chose the Moon Presence.
What the fuck is that?
The Moon Presence, the pale blood. A tall quadrupedal formed of stitched flesh and scattered bones with a head composed of eldritch tentacles. They are the Great One, the true orchestrator of the hunt, and the hunter's dream, a living nightmare, giving you one goal: hunt all the other Great Ones. Only then will you be embraced by its long, slender, clawed arms.
What the fuck is this, Dusty?
The Moon Presence, I view it as it's an eldritch Great One. It is the Great One. It's literally the reason why the getting Bloodborne is happening. Why you're a hunter, you're stuck in this dream. They're orchestrating all of it. So you know that they be a girl boss.
Okay.
Or a day boss, honestly. They're the moon. They have no gender. They are everything and anything that they want you to be. And what they want.
A skinny legend.
Don't skinny legend this. Do not skinny legend the fucking.
They are literally formed of sinewed flesh and scattered bones, creating a tall, slender creature with long arms and a head that's just a very hot, writhing mass of eldritch tentacles.
Okay, so I'm dropping some Rule 34 pictures in the chat right now, and I want you both look at both of these.
Okay.
Tell me what you see.
So the first one is
that something great. I see something good.
Yeah, they're using these tentacles for good.
Okay, and I want you to tell me about the second one.
Okay.
They're still using those tentacles for good. Yeah.
Okay, for those of our audience who don't have visual clues here, one of these photos is the Moon Presence bending the hunter over and basically butt fucking him as a top, filling it with tentacles. So if you're into tentacle porn, have we got the pick for you?
And if you just say, fuck metaphors, fuck analogies, just fuck her right in her face.
Why would you? Okay,
yeah.
There's a hole right there.
A hole. I mean, as Socrates once said, a hole is a hole.
Socrates.
He did say that.
He did in the Iliad, right next to the Schilias.
Okay, yeah, whatever. The Skittles. The Skittles.
First of all, is it Homer that wrote that? It's Homer, right?
Homer wrote the Iliad.
Anyways, so what lore is behind this? I'm not really sure what the immune presence even is.
It's
so
pretty good.
Yeah, the whole thing about like literally it's the Great One because the world of Bloodborne is filled with these eldritch beings called Great Ones. And the moon presence is one of the most powerful ones. And I've basically orchestrated everything from the beginning. They actually are the ones that started the hunt because they have like the original hunter that brought you into this hunter's dream because the world you're playing in, it's all a dream. It's a nightmare. It's a whole thing.
Oh, okay. So you're not actually a real person there. These are all nightmares.
You are, but this is not your dream. This is not your nightmare. You've just been brought into it. And the only thing you know when you wake up is that there is a hunt and you need to find the pale blood. The pale blood is the moon presence. Okay.
So you have to kill the moon presence in order to end this nightmare dream of whoever is dreaming this nightmare.
Allegedly. It's a whole thing. There's layers upon layers upon layers because the dream is created by the moon presence, but they only started because all these scholars trying to find these eldritch things and use these blood magic stuff.
Okay.
You also have to suck down 3 umbilical cords.
This is true. Yes. Well, it's actually 1 umbilical cord just put into 3 separate parts.
What?
Yeah. Because the Great Ones, when they can't get something, there's like a line somewhere in the world where like if they miss something then they lose their child or something like that. I think the child is a metaphor, but they leave a physical umbilical cord behind.
Okay, so then the moon presence is this big thing you have to fight. It's the reason for the dreams. You also have to kill it. Is it one of the Great Ones? Does it have like a desire? Does it want to do anything? Like what does the moon presence want?
I think it wants to be the only Great One because you go like basically it's telling you to go through and kill all the other Great Ones, at least 3 of them. There's more, but they don't want them around anymore. They orchestrated this so you could take them out.
Okay, so once you kill 3 of the other Great Ones, you can then kill them. The moon presence is like, thanks, daddy, and then like fucks you.
Excuse you, mommy.
Okay,
Captain.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Thanks, mommy. And then fucks you.
Yeah. You have to get rid of like the original hunter as well, because like this fight only comes around after you kill the original hunter.
And who's the original hunter?
Gurnam.
Jesus Christ.
Yo, Jesus.
Gurnam Christ Superstar.
Gurman Christ.
John Legend.
Almost. If they had a giant scythe.
That sounds like it. Yeah. That adds up.
I mean, Gurnam is pretty dope. I'm like, they're pretty dope in concept, but not like they're also like using you as a tool as well. Because like, hey, when you get to Gurnam, it's like, oh, you've killed those things too. Great. I'm gonna start burning down this the workshop that you've been doing for all the game, and also like, hey, I'm gonna kill you now. You can just let me do it, or you can fight me.
I mean, he knows best, you know.
No. He owns shit.
Okay. So, Joe, what are your thoughts on the moon presence?
Love the moon presence. I watched a very great video essay, basically. I've been watching a couple video essays about Bloodborne, just catching up on everything. I'm probably going to go watch a Let's Play of this after this, honestly. This is the unlockable New Game Plus person that you date. This is the forbidden dating sim character. She encapsulates, I feel like, everything. Like, this is the game's essence right here. And
okay,
I don't know. She's just a big fallopian tube gone crazy. And what not more to love in a woman?
What more do you want? What more do you need than just a fallopian tube?
Oh my god, you need a lot more. You need a lot
big
more.
old fallopian tube. Trying to put a baby in that tube. You know what I'm saying?
And she is a holistic lover, I think.
Okay.
She just, the one aspect about you is your purpose, and that is why she will either love you or destroy you.
Okay. And I think that's pretty fair overall. She's she's powerful. She is strong. She is
Tying down any eldritch thing, generally impossible. If you have the audacity, however.
Yeah.
Which we, as 3 Cirque du Soleil trapeze artists,
for sure do. We have the audacity for it. So speaking of that, okay, so there's a lot of things that are going on that I want to break down. So let's jump into the Papa scale just for
get into
structure here. Possibility.
Yeah.
How possible is it to get to the moon presence? Like just in general. Because you're saying it's a new game plus situation here. So
you beat them and they come with you in spirit and body and in your body through 2 new game plus basically immediately.
So I vor them.
Opposite sometimes, maybe. It depends what you're into. You just gotta talk to them. So to like I said, to get there you do need to kill the other great ones, which means you need to travel to different like nightmare dimensions to defeat other great ones and bosses. You need to get through Vicar Amelia, unfortunately. You need to defeat like a giant brain of Mensis is the name, brain of Mensis, giant spider,
what?
And also a giant spider, and also the wet nurse is what they're literally called. Murgo's wet nurse, who's also keeping everything under control. You need to defeat them all. And then you need to make sure you get those hidden consumable umbilical cords and kill Gurnham. You know.
So once you get past all of the mandatory bosses.
All of that. And some optional ones.
Okay. So I want you to assign a number to that.
If you are an overachiever.
No.
1.
There it is. There it is.
I can acknowledge if I just can't get a woman. It's okay.
Sometimes women aren't for me, and that's just what it has to be.
And sometimes we're not for them, but that's okay as well.
And sometimes they're the moon.
Sometimes
they're the moon.
Sometimes you just want to fuck the moon.
Don't we all?
You know what I find sexy about the moon?
What?
Craters.
Okay. What's your score?
Dusty, what's your score?
So it depends. Like, you know how sometimes you try to get it in with, like, meet a person, you have your friends like gas you up. Yeah. And so like you do all that. There's like a cheese to do to get really strong, to get all the way through. And you know, that's how I got to them. So I'm giving it a 3.
You know what? Yeah.
No. You're saying if I cheese the mechanics of life and I get gassed up on my friends.
If you stalk her online profile,
we're not going that far.
Kill her wet nurse.
Yeah. Okay. I'm with you so far. Murder her friends.
You kill the first hunter that ever was.
You murder her wet nurse.
They're not her friends. Not her friends.
Not friends. Acquaintances. Co-workers, maybe.
Yeah, murder her co-workers. Murder her subordinate. And then murder her optional co-workers.
And find a secret dungeon that just gives you like $100,000 every 10 seconds.
So you need money
for a while.
Eat her umbilical cord.
Yeah, protein.
You're saying
protein?
You can't call it protein.
I'm not wrong.
If I
Who's
can
the medical professional here?
If I can get a placenta and eat it.
Okay. All right, everyone. More medical advice. Put a fucking jingle in front of that one, Kez. Or at the end of that, Tusty's medical advice. Eat an umbilical cord. You can fuck the moon. Yeah. Let's fucking have that conversation.
You know what?
What's your score?
TM that.
TM that. IP.
Patent pending. Go to your local NICU and eat an umbilical cord so you can fuck the moon. 1.
There's ethical ways. What's your score?
I said 1.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah.
Attractiveness. How attractive is the moon presence? Don't that.
There's just so much to say.
tentacles, topping,
Vagina face.
vagina face. I think those are 3 things right there.
Tall, domineering figure.
No lungs.
No lung.
Ayo.
Just exposed rib.
You've already taken their breath away, and they're going to take yours.
Yeah. And what's not the most romantic thing about just cannibalizing each other? You've
But-
eaten part of her, and then she gets to eat you.
Yeah.
No.
We all came from we all had an umbilical cord, you know? So we're just we're going right back up there. We're getting rebirthed, if you think about it. If you let the moon eat you, you become reborn. And I think that's beautiful. And I think that's an 8.
What?
This is why this game was made for me. I've just
Okay,
never
but-
played it.
Look, I'm also like the only downside for me is like those bones are very stabby and like not even like on a
Yes.
purpose way.
Yes.
So I do gotta dock some points for that. But like literally a person that will step on you when you ask and when you don't ask either. Like who could ask for more? Truly.
Anyone with standards.
Standards
Yes,
in
I have
Yarnum.
high standards in Yarnum. Have you seen them? They are the moon. I don't know what you're missing. They are the moon. What's more
What are you
beautiful than the moon at night?
missing?
I feel like I'm missing a lot. I feel like I have a conspiracy board up and
Let's-
I'm fucking losing my mind.
Let's get these attractiveness scores so we can move on to Audacity. What?
It's
The
going to be
real-
an 8 for me as well.
Yeah.
5. And that's thank you,
That's
Rule
very good.
34
That's generous.
for pushing
That's
that
generous.
part there.
Exactly.
So artists, y'all are creative. Send us your porn.
Send us your bloodborne porn.
Send us your blood porn on Twitter, not to us directly. I don't want that on my private. It's like my personal Twitter account. So that's an MFA one where we could screen it as a group.
Audacity.
1. I'm not hearing any other arguments for any other numbers. I'm not entertaining anything like that past a 1. It is the moon presence who has trapped you in a nightmare realm where you have to slaughter 3 basically elder gods plus others, travel through a dangerous land, poisons, becomes like a hunter among hunters, and eat 3 umbilical cords. The audacity that you have to do this entire journey has to be nigh impossible. You need to be
How many
Greek level hero to do it.
how many hunters have existed in the world? Is there basically just like a lot at this point, or is it like less than 100?
Oh, it's not a lot. Like you see
Okay.
vestiges of hunters all throughout the world as well. There's like
Okay.
a bunch of gravestones in there. Like the grave in the hunter's dream is getting full, but that's like definitely less than 100.
Okay.
Hunters alive, less than 12
Less than 12. Okay.
alive.
So
yeah.
if there are 2 out of 12 hunters that currently exist, that is basically 16% chance that you can change her. And that's what math is.
What?
So I'm going to say we're going to round up, and that's going to be a 2.
That I don't know how you got to that fucking math. Fuck the quiet. I'm not doing this anymore. I don't know how you got to that. I don't know how you got to that fucking
Garvin,
math.
and
I don't
then
know
it's
how
you.
I don't know how you got to that fucking math. I'll be so real with you right now. I don't get it. I don't understand how you did what girl math
We are
is. What
we
girl
are
math are you
3
doing?
little Cirque du Soleil monkeys rolling on balls, and we are
Super monkey ball.
yeah.
You're not super monkey ball into her pussy. That's not fucking happening, y'all.
That's what I'm.
That's the goal.
Yes, I can.
I'm not. Give him numbers so I can end this fucking episode sooner. That's fucking. This is such a dumb.
I don't know. I'm enjoying this a lot. The math doesn't lie. The math is right there. Joe did it right in front of us.
That's not
Swing on
good
it, too.
math, though.
2 isn't a high number.
So it's still higher than the 1 I
You
gave.
can, when you count, it's 1 and 2, and that's the only numbers that exist
That's the only numbers to exist. Those 2
ever.
ever.
In binary, only 2.
It's 0 and 1 in binary.
That's 2 numbers.
Oh, okay, whatever. A parental approval.
We're not making any salient points here,
Yeah.
so it's okay. It's okay. Parental approval.
No.
When I asked my mom what her zodiac sign was, she said I believe in Jesus, so
Okay. What am I supposed to do with that information right now, Joe?
so I think that's a 1.
I will follow that up with another 1. That is not a non-human entity. That is just monster. There's nothing even remotely we can do with there.
No, I got no arguments against this. Yeah, it's a 1.
All right. We have the math. We will take a break.
Mhm.
We'll be right back from watching the moon.
Well, I'm gonna go look at the moon sexually.
Yeah.
There was an eclipse today.
Was there? I could see it because it's raining here.
No,
intensely.
yeah, we couldn't see it. Anyway,
Yeah.
Damn, the moon looks great today. Anyways, Joe,
this was you setting me up? Okay.
did you need an invitation? Would you have liked a formal invitation?
No, I don't. It doesn't matter. I don't like you. For cleric, for the moon presence, we have a 2. For me, a 3, and for Dusty, a 3.5, which gives the moon presence a 2.8 in total. Which it gets us pretty close to the end. That is the same as the Avatar Navi.
That's
unfortunate.
That's so bad, dog. I'll be real with you. Not the Navi.
But a 0.1 above Cthulhu, Girl Cthulhu.
Girl Cthulhu.
Girl
We're in
Cthulhu.
we're in where we should be.
We're in the
I think.
weird hair thing. We're in the weird hair area.
Yeah. You're getting to the tentacle area.
Which is telling.
I think
If there's
tentacles
a
are hot.
girl with tentacle hair, then she's a freak.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
Tentacles aren't bad. It's just sometimes they're on bad things. Like you get a skilla. We started talking about skillas. That's a 10 out of 10 all across the board. Octopus woman, yes.
Octodad.
Octodad.
I think that's a different episode, but
I don't think that's an episode. Anyway, time for me to end this out, everybody. Last
And
one.
the episode.
No, I still have to go, Joe. I have to go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Anyways, I think I've chosen something. I want to talk about a concept in Bloodborne that I saw through some of the videos and research I was doing that I thought was super interesting. And so I want to talk about this enemy, but also that segues into what I want to talk about. So who I've picked is the boss, the Martyr Logarius. A fanatic believer in the healing church, Executioner Logarius sought to bring healing to the world around him. Serving a noble cause, he discovered a dark secret of the nobles of the Calhurst Firebloods. He sought to bring an end to their queen's immortal villainy. Being on the losing end of the battle, Logarius decided to sacrifice himself to trap the queen in eternal illusions, standing vigil as the forever Martyr Logarius. I like the Calhurst, or the whatever the fuck it is, Castle Canehurst. Concept. I think it's cool. The reason being, the queen is a freak, and for somebody to die to keep the queen away, who's like basically an immortal vampire, I think is a cool person. I fuck with you.
You're an enemy of the church.
Basically.
Deeply.
So, for context, and Dusty, feel free to interrupt me any time to add more or less. Executioner Logarius heard what's going on at Castle Canehurst. So Castle Canehurst had an immortal queen. I don't remember her name, but she's there. The immortal queen wants to suck the blood of hunters, kind of thing. And so she sends out all of her like nobles and knights to go hunt hunters and bring back their bloody semen.
What?
So she could consume it to stay immortal.
Why did you bring the queen? Hey, well, hang on a second.
I was considering bringing the queen. The queen was on the list. But I wanted to talk about the boss of the queen, like what led to it.
Yes.
Because the queen, she's not a good person. She's a freak. She wants to eat.
Yeah.
She eats bloody death semen, and then she's haughty. As soon as you come to her, she's like, either bow or suck my dick. And that's it. Those are your two options. She does all that. So then Logarius heard all that shit, was like, yo, no, stop that. And went in and started just like slaughtering the people of Castle Canehurst. In that, the queen, who is immortal, was like, he couldn't really beat her or her immortal troopers. So what he did was he put on the Crown of Illusions, which is an item that completely shrouded Castle Canehurst in like such a powerful illusion that no one could ever find it. No one could enter it. No one could do anything. And then he stood vigil. Like he literally sacrificed his life to become a reverend, basically, and stand forever to prevent anyone from finding the immortal queen trapped in her castle. And so he stood there for years, devoted to his cause, to stop anyone from getting close to the queen. And I think that's first off, loyalty, passion, smart thinking, adaptability.
Doormat.
Doormat? No. If he was a doormat, he would go with the queen.
Well,
he was not a doormat.
Truthfully, fuck this guy.
Hey, yo, what?
This is the only motherfucker I haven't beat in Bloodborne.
Oh.
Like the Castle Canehurst as a whole thing is this really cool side dungeon thing. And this motherfucker has like radiant like light spikes that they shoot at you. They cause blood explosions. They summon like these ghosts that will just fucking end you. It's a really intense boss fight. Before you could even get to the queen. And then like the run to this motherfucker, you have to go through an ancient library filled with like these ghosts that like will literally like banshee scream you. And you have to run through all of that. Then you get to him, and then this motherfucker just ends you. That being said, they are fucking powerful. They like they don't bow down to anyone unless you fucking murder them. So you do got to give them props, but also fuck them.
Well, I mean, just because you're bad doesn't mean the person's bad. So how about you get better, and maybe there'll be less of an issue there. Think about that.
They're trying to silence women.
I don't support women's wrongs. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true.
You don't support women.
I support my women's wrongs. So anyone,
it's the Queen Annalise, right? That's the queen.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but she literally is hunting hunters to remove their semen. So
it's awesome.
All right, let's calm down. That's not a great thing. She's murdering them for it. And she's eating it. She's not like sucking your fucking. It's not like she's going to you and sucking your dick, and then like you die.
She's making a chocolate covered yogurt bite out of your semen.
Basically, she's having her manservant Manfred coming over to you, chopping your balls off and sprinkling it on her ice cream. So my man Logarius is like, nah, stop that. And so you can just rest. So he is protecting the world. And I would go over, give him a little kiss, stand vigil with him.
He's protecting
me and you
semen.
Together. Me and you together, stand vigil together.
I see that you're standing. You're standing with Logarius for all semen. I understand.
Yes, I am a semen stander. What was that?
What did you say?
What did you say?
I mean, they are royalty. They do have that regalia around them.
Crown.
They do have a literal crown. Yeah. A little crown, like a magical scythe, some exploding skulls, swords. They're on top. You're on top of the whole castle. So they got a view.
I say it's a pretty good I think personally, you have a view of an illusionary castle and you stand on top of it and you're standing there with a knight who will always protect you and wants to love you. Or wants to just do what's right. I think that's a win-win in my book. And he's immortal. Even more so.
But you ain't.
Love is fleeting. The body is temporary.
Love is love.
But their body isn't temporary.
Yeah, but your getting dicked down for your life is good. And they'll remember your bussy for years to come. That'll be what keeps them warm in the night. And there's snow pouring down from the side of him, and when he's getting cold in the night, he remembers using me as a fucking spit roast, and that'll keep him warm through the years to come. So how about we fucking hop off how about you hop off my dick and start getting on his?
You know, and with like the spectral skulls thing, they could probably make spectral other things.
Yeah, there's options. He's loyal, he's nice, and he is eternal. So I'm not really seeing any downsides, and you're not really bringing up any. So, Josen, you got anything to say, huh?
What did you call me?
Josen.
All right. It's fine. I love a guy named that's a title as an executioner. Love that vibe. But this is a paladin type, milk toast.
Mm-hmm.
Very sure convictions are there, and who's to say Vicar Amelia maybe would not have also been in this position. But I don't care for royalty.
He's not. I will say he's not the royal. He's going against the royalty. He's part of the church.
Crown, so I
could wear a crown. I'm just make me royalty. I don't declare myself the king of Brooklyn.
You could try. Who's going to stop you in Brooklyn?
Everyone.
So many people.
I don't know. I've never been to that coast. For me, they're gatekeeping like the very hot queen, and like I don't know. I support
the seaman queen.
Yeah, the seaman queen. You don't want to
Gaslight,
see a seaman
gatekeep,
queen,
girl boss.
Yeah, but not when you're gatekeeping the girl boss.
Yeah, but only certain people. Gatekeeping is an art.
Amen. Amen.
Anyways, I think we've talked enough. We've postured enough. Let's jump into, for the last time this episode, the Papa scale. Really get into it. So, for possibility, he is an optional boss. That is true. He's standing,
illusionary castle.
Yeah, he's standing in front of a giant castle. He's in snow. He's not. I don't think he's as impossible as the moon presence, but I don't think he's as common as Vicar Amelia.
Yeah.
Legitimately, my first playthrough of this game, never found this area. Because like you have to get to an area you've already been through, go back, and then like a fucking carriage just shows up. You get in and it takes you to this castle. This castle is also a motherfucker. It's guarded by starving bloodlickers, by the way, which are just like are truly a terrifying visage of a creature. And they're the only reason the bloodlickers are there because there was an execution in this castle, and all that blood they just sucked it up.
Oh yeah,
yes, and they can suck something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you didn't choose them, so we're not talking about them. So then you have to get through this castle, and this castle is filled with like specters and giant like.
It's sounding like a 3.
It's up there. Down. Yeah, I'm giving it like it's not as bad as the moon presence, but I'm gonna give it like 4. No, I'm gonna give it a 3. Yeah, because like I just don't like this area.
I'm gonna give this a 5 because he's there. You know where he's at. He's chilling.
Because he's there. Yeah, so true. So true, legend.
The moon presence.
The logic
is a mystery.
adds up.
Just get to the roof, forehead.
Exactly. Just fucking move faster. I don't know what to tell you. Get good.
Just roll up the castle.
Go roll up the stairs. It's not that hard. So, all right. That's a possibility. Attractiveness. Now, I'm going to actually talk about my favorite aspect of Logarius is that most of this game, a lot of these monsters are based on Lovecraftian Eldritch horrors. And he is based on my favorite one, which is the King in Yellow. He's got a crown. He's cloaked in yellow, like kind of a yellow specter. He's a reverend. His like face is kind of sunken in. He is a little bit like if you like zombies, ghouls, things of that sort. He is a solid choice. I like his attitude of being like a loyal, stout, like holy man paladin kind of vibe. I'm going to give this a 7. I think a 7 is fair.
For attractiveness?
For attractiveness. I think you've just pulled up the Rule 34 of him.
Yes. A depiction of a stone top with a twunk with his asshole gaping. I think we've mentioned the dynamic of the like knight who like can emote and like you try to like tease them out of like their position. I think that's always very like enticing, but it's like a 5.
All right, that's fair. I'm not going to tell you no.
I don't know. They just extremely do not do it for me. Just straight up. I'm like also like I don't fuck with like royalty or those pretending to be royalty. Like you're wearing a crown. You're you're not even like an actual like king. You're like
You don't have any money, poor.
You don't have no money. You're bumming on top of this castle. It's not even a real castle. So like I'm giving it a 3.
3
Okay,
is
cleric.
fair. Okay, audacity. How audacious it is.
Dusty just told us basically how audacious this is.
Okay,
Yeah, it's pretty audacious.
pretty audacious, huh? Huh?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, give it a number then. Give it a number.
3.
Or
5. And parental approval of our parents. If our Christian,
Okay. Cool.
if our Christian immigrant parents were to meet the Martyr Logarius, would they approve? And I think we all know the answer. We'll say it all at the same time. 1, 2, 3. No.
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 No. No.
Man against God.
Yeah.
Not like,
Well, he's no semen demon, you know?
he's no semen demon. And you know
No
what? That's why that's not working for me.
Yeah.
That's a weird standard you're putting in here.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Anyways, I'm gonna give this a 2. There's no way.
I don't know if it's that low is also the interesting thing.
Oh my god, you can't
Compared
have it
to
both ways.
An 8.5 and a 1 for my other parental acceptance scores, I feel like a 3.5.
Okay, fair.
I think like an initial meet, they're like, oh, they have this like visage of royalty around them, which me don't fuck with. But
Yeah.
traditional parents, like, oh, what they got, what they own, you got to get in there. But then they're like, is that a little fruity though? I don't know. That feels like that's gonna drop it to a 3 for me.
Okay.
Okay.
We have the scores. We have the math.
For the last time, let's put up an illusion here. Let's put up an illusion and do some scoring. Illusion dispelled. Joe, read out the scores.
For Martyr Logarius, cleric, you had a 4.8. For me, a 3.6. For Dusty, a 3.3, which gives Martyr Logarius a 3.9, which lands us in the scores. Sharing a score with Melania from Elden Ring.
Okay, damn, that's actually kind of funny that 2 of our scores
Really?
match up to other monsters here. Yeah, Melania, I think it was just because of her ability of poison and
Audacity.
shit.
Her
That's bad.
leprosy, her,
Scarlet Rod,
Leprosy.
I get it, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Melania is so much better though.
That's a
Yeah.
wild statement. But Joe, now that we got all the scores, how about you read out our losers and our winners for today?
Okay, starting with our loser. Unfortunately, surprisingly, guest loss for this episode, the Moon Presence with a 2.8. Martyr Logarius as our mid, our 3.9, and
take
Vicar
mid.
Amelia, our winner, at 6.4.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that, Dusty?
I feel like I had you on the first half, and then you're like Bones, Eldritch Being, you have to eat 3 umbilical cord pieces, then I lost y'all. Well, I
Yeah.
lost some of y'all.
There was a portion
You
there
know?
where I was like, oh, tentacles. And then you kind of followed it up with a whole laundry list of things, and it kind of just fell apart from there.
I mean, look, what can I say? I just want to fuck the moon.
Honestly,
Yeah.
shout out. In between your moon musing, Dusty, thank you for joining us. If you want to shout out what you're doing, who you are, what's been going on with you, let the people know.
Yeah. You can find me anywhere online, usually at Dustehill. I'm a co-producer and a player of Goblins and Gays. Depending when this comes out, we are at the end of our 4th season, starting maybe a new projects, who can say. You could also find me leading An Unwavering Force, which is a Star Wars podcast using Pathfinder 2e as an actual play. That one is very good, very chaotic. The cast in it is wild. It's also heavily produced, so if you want some like good jams to go along with your story that's actually sometimes really sad, like the day we're recording this, I'm about to release like maybe one of the saddest episodes we've put out so far.
Jesus.
I know that's what you
boy.
want to hear to after listening to MFA, so you should go check it out.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Dusty, for joining us. Joe, any closing thoughts for you?
With 29 installments of $59.99, you too can continuously grind umbilical cord dust into your green smoothie. And you too will be able to go to space.
Wow. Thanks for that product placement. I'm glad we're getting sponsored for something.
Bloodborne for PC, please.
Please.
All right. Well, with that, I think it's time for us to head on out of here. But, oh, shit, Joe, something is on our desk.
I've been avoiding that desk. I've put all my trash there.
You put all the trash there? Then why is there an envelope that reads important on there?
And you know, who's it important to?
All right, I'm going to open this and just get it over with. Joe, do you know we're getting a performance review coming in?
No, we're not.
How do we get a performance review? What is it? What is a performance review for the show?
No, we're not.
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't sound. It doesn't sound real. So anyway, guys, we'll figure out what this is on a later date. But for now, it's time for us to all disappear into the ether. So without further ado, 3, 2, 1, bye.
Your hilarious hosts have been Cleric at Cleric_34 and Josephine at Scary Dog Friend. Today's editor has been me, Kez. Character designs are by Ribby at Art by Ribby, and thank you Gwendolyn Kelly at Glitchy Pixie for our marketing strategy. Our intro and outro song is Fiction/Reality by Hip! No Sister. Find us everywhere under the name Monster Lover Pod. Until next time, monster fuckers.
As soon as that Rule 34 pops up, clicking it real quick. Hey, yo, let's fucking go. Hold up.